Okay. Okay. So here's proof that you can use this to improve land. So here's a silver mine that was abandoned in Hope, Colorado. Very nice name, Hope, Colorado. So where you have silver, you have other nasty things, arsenic, mercury, lead, zinc. So after it was abandoned for 100 years, this is where the tailings went. It looked like this. Hardly anything can grow. But then somebody got a good idea. Let's use some of these pine trees that are being killed by climate change, turn it into charcoal, and put it here. After 1 year, it's like this. Why? Okay, very simple. When it rains, the water is on the outside. It would normally run away, but now it meets charcoal, so it runs into the charcoal holds on to it. Later, when there's no rain, the osmotic pressure is to push it back out, so it comes back out. So it irons out exactly what climate change does that's bad. When it's rain, too much rain. When it doesn't rain, too little rain. It smooths out that automatically. The other thing it does good is if you have water-soluble toxins, those are the most dangerous, it takes those toxins into the charcoal. It's really circuitous. When it comes back out, a lot of it comes back out as vapor, or, so it leaves behind all the toxins. So it automatically filters it. That's what we normally use charcoal for. It's filtering it. So it has these two good things that does it. Now, because they used a conventional portable unit, they could only get 0.23 tons per day. With one of our units, which is much more compact, so we can scale it up without any problems, still take it on the backs of trucks to remote areas, we can beat that by about a factor of 150. I said a few thousand, but that's just the salt. When you add in the fact that we have to recover the salt, etc., the advantage is only a factor of 150. But still, that's a significant advantage. So each year, you would be able to produce from this facility 11,600 tons of charcoal. How much charcoal is that? Well, if you were to burn it in a big modern plant, it would last only 3 hours. 太可惜. Couldn't burn it. Instead, if you put it into the ground at 100 tons per hectare, which is more than they did here, you would get back 116 hectares of land. How much land is that? Well, City University is a very compact area. It's 7 city universities. How much money is one city university worth? A lot, right? So, of course, you shouldn't burn this in 3 hours. You should try to make more city universities. Of course, you have to clone, go away to do that. And Professor Ellis and all the other wonderful leaders you have. So this is what we think. You improve the land, you are carbon negative. Here's a problem closer to home. Many of you know in Hong Kong, rice is now a dangerous thing to eat because cadmium is frequently found in rice all over Asia. Why? Because we all use cell phones. They may have nickel-cadmium batteries. Where are those batteries made? In Asia. When they're used up, where do they go? Back to Asia. So the rice paddies have become contaminated. 40% of the farmland, arable land in China is contaminated with rice. In the following sense, the rice you grow, is above safe limits. This could become a catastrophe. Well, Chinese scientists working with people at UC Riverside have shown that you put biochar in there. In 13 cases, 12 of them you could remediate. The 13th one probably needs some more charcoal, okay? But it's very... Now, the other way to do it, even better, is if you use bone char. You see, when I talk about charcoal, it's possible also to make charcoal out of animal bones. They're different from plant bones. There's more calcium, a lot more phosphorus. Well, it turns out phosphorus immobilizes cadmium. So there's lots of literature about this, and I hope one of the things I can help convince other groups is now that we have a very fast way to make it, that other groups would study this problem from an agricultural, from an environmental point of view. So how much bioenergy potential is there? Well, fortunately, the United Nations, Liên Hợp Quốc, in their, I think it's Industrial Development Organization, did a study in 2007. And here's what they estimated how much bioenergy you can get from different regions, North America, East and Southeast Asia. You can read for yourself. If you're conservative, you can get this much. If you're optimistic, it's that much. And the world energy use in 2010 was 550 exajoules. You don't even have to know what these units are, okay? You can just see the units here are about 200, okay? So if you're pessimistic, you can only get half of this. If you're optimistic, you can double this. This is what creates the problem, right? We're using energy that's carbon positive. Suppose all that positive energy were negative, right? Then you can ask how long would it take to reverse climate change? And this is a simple calculation you can do for yourself. Probably by mid-century, we'll be at 450 parts per million. Many people think we need to get to 300 parts per million. We know if we burn fossil energy at this kind of rate, what it's added per year. So it's a very simple matter to calculate how long it would take to reverse climate change. And here's the good news, young people. It's doable in your lifetime. It's certainly doable in your children's lifetime. And if you want your grandchildren to have as good a life as my generation had, you should do this. This is your job. I'm too old, okay? Okay? This is the only thing I can do, is to try to help you get the tools so that you can turn back the clock on this very dangerous problem, okay? So the next step is scale up the first commercial facility, and we're hoping that maybe Hong Kong and Taiwan and other groups that are interested can construct such a facility. It's not a lot of money. All right? It's easily doable.